Hello, and welcome to the Bitcoin Roundup podcast presented by Coinbits. We bring Bitcoin news, hot topics of conversation, and deep dives into a variety of Bitcoin topics to you weekly. We are Coinbits, a Bitcoin financial services company. Check us out at coinbits.app. This recording is for informational purposes only. No investment or legal or any other advice should be drawn from this content. And as always, consult an advisor before making any legal or financial decisions.
All right. Well, I think that's good enough to get us going. So today I'll be hosting. I'm David Waugh, work for Coinbits, working with our ambassador program, doing business development and all sorts of other stuff because we're a startup, right? And that's how we roll. And just a little bit of background about Coinbits. We are the easiest way to onboard your pre-coiner friends and family onto Bitcoin. We have a ton of great features. The one we're most known for is our roundups that we've been offering since 2017. Our roundups allow you to save your spare change into Bitcoin. Since then, we've added a ton of other features such as saving habits, buy and sell Bitcoin instantly with low fees, instant settlement, send Bitcoin, and then also we're coming out with new products like our Coinbits IRA, which allows you to retire with Bitcoin. And so just to kick things off, we're very happy to be joined this week by Tatum Turnup, a Bitcoin media personality. I would categorize you as, Tatum, being...
I am a Bitcoin influencer. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just a pleb who likes comedy.
Exactly. That's wonderful. And I guess the normal, disclaimers apply. This is not financial advice, etc. Educational purposes only. We do this spaces every Friday where we try to bring on, the most interesting people in the Bitcoin space, talk for about an hour. These sessions are recorded and then posted on all of our channels. And with that in mind, I'll just, get things going here. So Tatum, would love it if you told us a little bit about your background, how you got into Bitcoin. What have you been up to for the past few months?
Yeah. So, what's up, guys? My name's Tatum. My Bitcoin journey is it's weird. The IMDb version is that I got a degree in finance, and rather than that really boosting my love for the traditional finance system that we are in today, it just slowly made me distrust it even more. And so that was my entry into Bitcoin. And then, of course, got greedy in 21. I got in like around 20 or so in 2020. And then I was like, the future of finance is in this like pancake stuff, like the yields and the farms and all that. And then I was like, wait, no, it's not. That was stupid. And I went full maxi, probably end of 21, beginning of 22, and I have just become more and more toxic, I'd say. But so 22 kind of sucked as far as just like bear market moves. Saw a bunch of stuff just like falling apart around us, and that's where the idea of between two ASICs was kind of bull. I've always been a fan of. What were you saying, Yellow? What were you rudely interrupting me for?
What?
Can you hear me? Am I okay?
Yeah, you got it. Things go said, man.
Yeah, you got it, Tatum. Keep going.
Okay.
You're doing great.
But
fix that connection a little bit,
Oh, I'm sorry. I am driving, so it's probably it might be a little spotty, but awkward.
Where are you driving to?
We're just leaving I'm finally getting back home we went to the beach for the family vacation after Miami, so I've not been like home for a while. So
Wow.
Finally getting
And
back there.
you're from Mississippi, if correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yes,
Nice.
the nice armpit of the South. Yeah.
Are you driving an ambulance?
Ta-ta. No, I'm not driving the ambulance. The ambulance is behind us. But yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying was like bear market kind of sucked, and I was like, if we're being honest, like all the media that we were listening to was kind of starting to sound the same, and you can only hear love him to death, but you can only listen to Michael Saylor say the same thing so many times, and so I decided to just sorry for the hot take. I love him. I love him. He's a great guy. But I decided, like I'm going to ask some people some really dumb questions, and of course, my first one was Anthony Pompliano. That was a hot topic right there. But I went to Miami, recorded with him, and then also got Peter, and then just it kind of started building up, and now I can't stop even if I wanted to. So, but yeah, I love it. I'm just wanting to make people laugh and have a good time.
No, that's good. Peter's been a bit of a hot topic lately. Maybe there's been
Yeah,
some.
I heard that someone sent
Don't
him
say it. Don't say it.
Oh, sorry. I won't. Never mind. I'll stop talking now. Actually.
Yeah, that's Mississippi is underrated, Tatum. I'll just say that. I think that the natural landscape is quite pleasant of Mississippi. I wouldn't call it the armpit of the South. However,
There's like a few nice places, like Hattiesburg's good. The coast is good, but then like you also have Jackson, which sucks. You walk outside, it's a coin flip if you're going to get shot or not. Then like there's a bunch of these rural towns that are just like, who knows, if you're going to run up on. Never mind. I'm just going to
Funny fact. Rob's sister is from Mississippi.
Who is?
Rob's sister.
Rob, do you care to comment on that?
Sorry. Yeah. About the armpit of the South.
Anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah, I trust his opinion. I'm one state over, and our mantra in Alabama is, "Hey, at least we're not Mississippi."
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, I also I lived in New Orleans for like 3 years, and it was kind of funny because like I went to a conference. It was or summit. It was the Pelican Institute for Public Policy, and they were working on a bill for a financial technology regulatory sandbox, and they were showing all these statistics, and it was like Mississippi and Louisiana are literally the last two. Like our stats suck. We're like the last place in like everything, and I just went from one of the last place contenders to the other last place contender. So trying to get out of here a little bit.
Yeah. So if everybody watches your YouTube show enough, you'll make it out. That's what you're saying, basically.
Yeah. Go like and subscribe so I can move to somewhere that looks better statistically.
Okay. And that's in terms of like, educational achievement scores and stuff like that. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, education, obesity, GDP, like literally it just all sucks.
Okay. Yellow, you had your hand raised?
No, I said hi to BTC Pins. Hey.
Yeah, if you look closely on my vest, I always rock some of his pins. Great guy with a bunch of really cool stuff. So please go buy BGC pins.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tatum, one thing I wanted to ask you about is Oh, go ahead, Yellow.
No, I just said the same.
um, so you worked with Geyser to like get your show kind of bootstrapped. I'm wondering if you could share like how that process was, and what you liked, how it went, and because I think that like everybody sees Geyser like, oh, this is really cool, would love to do that, but you actually went and did it. How was that?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Geyser is one of the coolest projects that I've ever seen in the space. Like, just watching them grow has been insane. Like, from what they started and where they are now, like they won pitch day, and I hop on a call with Nick every now and then just to hear like the lowdown on what's like being worked on and stuff, and they've just got some crazy stuff. But if you're not familiar, Geyser's kind of like Bitcoin native crowdfunding. And I actually I saw it from, I can't remember how I was introduced to it, but I submitted a request. This is before anyone could post like a campaign. You can, by the way, if you want to, you can go make your own campaign on Geyser now. But a little while ago, it was like a manual process. And so I submitted a request, and they were like, "Hey, we're not accepting new projects right now just because we're about to launch, but like we need to talk to you because that sounds really cool." And so they made a project for me, um, and I started just pushing it out and saying like, "Hey, look, if you want a sticker on an ASIC, get a shout out, like toss me some sats or whatever." And I ended up raising a good amount of money just to get that first episode out. And unfortunately, so we're probably about to sunset just like that general campaign right now. However, I'm still going to be working with guys, and we're going to do individual campaigns and stuff. But just because of the way that the show has grown, it's just not just having a between two ASICs campaign is not really the ideal structure right now. But I will never not support Geyser. Like they have been absolutely killing it. There are people who've gone to conferences because they made campaigns saying like, "Hey, please help me get to this conference or whatever, and I'll make a video and put your name or something like that. Have all these rewards tiers." They are absolutely killing it. So yeah, Geyser. I would not be here without Geyser. So I have to just like always give them a shout out. They're so cool, and they have a lot of stuff in the barrel that is about to just explode.
Yellow has a Geyser campaign, right?
I do.
Cool. Very nice. So,
Oh yeah, I
More,
do.
more of a poop campaign, but go ahead.
What did you say, you muffler?
I said it's more of a poop. Never mind. It's not important.
okay, well, maybe we can drill down on that topic later, but Tatum, I was wondering, what would you say what's the biggest mistake you've made so far in your Bitcoin career over the past few months?
Past few months, okay, that narrows it down a little bit because we're going back a couple of years, than plenty. But quite honestly, is like there have been instances like I have like my own personal goals of stacking and how I like just delegate everything that I like when I get paid. I have a certain amount that I DCA with, and I also do enjoy spending in Bitcoin when I'm able to, but also I'm very greedy and with my Sats and want to hold on to every single one. But then also I zap like a mother on Noster, because like it's value for value, spread and love. But there's just sometimes I look back and think like, dude, I did not need to spend this much money on, some outfit or something, or at the bar or something like that. I'm like, I need to, I should have like put that much back into Bitcoin. Just got a little bigger stack. But I mean, it's one of those live and learn processes where like I am now like if college Tatum were to look at this Tatum, he would be confused as to how I'm being as disciplined as I am. Um, but I still have a long way to go because like I I understand the game theory of Bitcoin. I understand what is to come for Bitcoin, and I want to maximize my potential with that. So there's just you're never going to stop learning. You're never going to stop stacking, and you just got to lower that time preference and really understand that.
Yeah, that's good. Self-improvement, right? So I'm curious, what's your like process like for coming up with guests? How do you contact them? I mean, when you had Jack Dorsey on, I mean, that's
Oh,
impressive.
here we go. I'll
I've been
tell you
working
his
kind of both
process.
ways now.
He books yellow. He books yellow. He gives yellow a date, right? And then all of a sudden, Jack Dorsey says yes. And what happens to yellow? We'll talk yellow. We'll talk. We'll do it another time, yellow. Jack Dorsey's here. Fuck you, yellow.
Listen, all right, I'm kind of an idiot. Okay, like that's literally what it comes down to. And I don't know how many times I can apologize. We're going to see that.
Yeah, and all of a
Really
sudden now
check
he's
this.
breaking up. He's breaking up now all of a
Of course.
sudden.
Yeah, this is very convenient, Tatum.
All right. Well, no, yeah. Well, Jack, I literally just DM'd him on Noster and said, "Hey, if I come to Costa Rica, would you want to film with me?" And to my surprise, he said yes. I was like, "Okay, you just responded and you also agreed to it." So what did I do? I went to Costa Rica with actually 3 ASICs and a bulletproof vest. That was real fun to talk to customs about. But we set up in the jungle and then yeah, that's how that happened. But I mean, overall, it's really just like who do I think would be a good guest, and sometimes it's just DMing them. I mean, that's how the way that Pomp happened. On my birthday, I just I'm a shit poster, so I shit post, and I said, "Hey, Pompliano, don't you have something to say to me?" And he DM'd me and was like, "Have something to say to you." And I said, "It's my birthday," and then he replied to my tweet. He was like, "Happy birthday," and I was like, "See, now I just feel kind of like bad, like that just didn't work out like I thought it would. I just wanted to be silly." But from there, it kind of evolved into, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And he's like, "Hey, yeah, that'd be fun." And that's kind of how it goes. Sometimes they're good guests, sometimes they're bad guests. Like there's a couple of episodes that I filmed in Miami that we got to do a lot of work on because they didn't understand the assignment. They didn't know, like one guest. I'm not even going to say any names, but one guest did not even know what between two ferns was, let alone between two ASICs, and it was just kind of brutal. It was awkward, but not intentionally awkward. Like it was just bad. So, but yeah, it's just kind of like a let me shoot from the hip and see what happens, and I've somehow ended up here.
Well, that's good. Wait, can you give us a clue about this guest as to like the one that didn't know what Between Two Ferns was?
Let's see. It is a female. That's all I'll say. That narrows it down like really well, actually.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
You said she's in Miami. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Anyway, next question, David.
Who's been your favorite guest and why? You have to pick one. You can't yeah, you're gonna offend somebody. You have to pick one.
So
There can only be one.
okay. I will say it's a hard question, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Peter, because he actually let me set up and use his equipment because they were filming what Bitcoin did, and Danny was just like, "You want to use our stuff?" I was like, "Yes, please." So that was very helpful. But like the way that it was all set up, he completely, like, it just worked out perfectly. He understood the assignment. Like, he knew exactly how, like, it was to the point when we did our episode that I couldn't tell if I was legitimately upsetting him or if he was just really good at acting. And luckily it was the latter. But like when he walked off at the end, I thought that like he was mad. And I even said like, "Hey, was that too much? Like, I'm sorry." And he goes, "Oh no, that was bloody hilarious, mate." And I was like, "Awesome." And we also did a second episode. He actually hit me up and said, "Hey, can we do a second episode in Miami?" And we did. And that episode is going to be really fun whenever that comes out too. But we also have something that we're working on in the far future that I can't really talk about right now, but is an announcement of an announcement, I guess. I know we all love that. But yeah, I'd probably say Peter. But all my guests have been really fun.
Yeah, you do a good job asking questions that are really specific to the person. Like I liked it when you referred to Dorsey as when you asked Jack Dorsey how like that question about strike. That I liked that one.
Yeah, apparently that like I didn't think that was even that funny, but everyone's telling me like that was probably the funniest part of the video, and I was like, seriously, that's awesome. I just kind of thought of that on the fly.
So are most of the questions you ask on the fly, or is it like do you prepare? Do you just wing it? What's that process like?
Um, I'll have a few in the chamber, but sometimes, actually, I want to say, actually, every time so far, there's been like just a slow like we end up playing off of each other really well usually in all the episodes that we've done, and I do wing a lot of questions. There's been a few episodes that I actually did completely wing like on the fly that actually ended up being pretty decent episodes, mainly in Miami with like pop up guests that I had to just like, oh yeah, this has to happen. Um, for instance, Ben Askren, interviewed him and had nothing prepared, but it was actually really fun. By the way, that is one of the strongest mother effers that I've ever seen in my entire life. He grabbed my arm and I thought he about snapped it in half. Um, but yeah, I'll have a few things prepared. Most of it is just off the dome.
Ben Askren, the MMA guy.
Yeah, that one.
Nice, nice. That's a good one. When is that one coming out?
That's a good question. We have a lot of footage that we got to run through, and as of right now, the only thing that we have like planned to come out is Max and Stacy, which is going to be either tomorrow or Monday at the latest. And then we're probably going to run through everything else and try to like schedule it out. Yellow might or might not be in that lineup. Who knows at this point?
Yellow, do you want to comment on that?
No.
All right. Tatum, so what do you make of everything that's been going on in Bitcoin over the past few weeks? I'm talking any takes you have on Wizards, Ordinals, um, Peter McCormick, and the mailing incident. Anything. Just looking for takes right now.
I have a lot of thoughts on that last one, but we'll save those for later. But as far as like ordinals and everything like that, I'm in I'm in the park of, I know that this is probably the most controversial take. I don't really care. I like if it works on Bitcoin and it's not, like something completely, like, is it weird? Yeah. Am I going to participate? No. But like, if it can work, like, go ahead. If you're having fun, but don't be a dick about it. Like, don't try to intentionally scam, because if you do that, I'm going to be upset at you as the person. But I mean, I'm not my thing, I guess. But hey, to each his own. The worst part about it that I don't like is that it's really divided a lot of people and just kind of made more, poison darts as far as like Udi. Like, I'm not a fan of Udi. He tries to instigate things and stuff like that. But I mean, in another thought, like, that's also good for Bitcoin is it's, dividing and bringing up discussion on, what is Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin's purpose, and it's creating this healthy, I guess, dialogue. But yeah, it's I'm just sitting on the sidelines. Like I said, I'm not going to participate in ordinals. There's just something new that pops up all the time that I'm like, guys, I'm too busy. I don't want to learn about all this. Like, I have to get a new wallet or anything. It's like, screw it. So that's my half take, I guess.
That was an okay take. I would rate that take like it's like a 6 out of 10 take, but we'll take it. So, got a question from Greg. He says, I see you're rocking that stylish bulletproof vest. Is it a fashion statement, or are you concerned about overenthusiastic interviewees?
It's just in case, no one knows what's going to happen. So I have to be prepared for anything. And will it help me? No, it's not. It doesn't even cover it's very small. There's also no plates in it. But it's just in case. You never know.
There's no plate.
Yeah, what?
Listen, guys, it's really hot as it is, and just making that heavier. And look, hey, just trust me on this.
So you don't know. You don't.
Wait. Your argument about just in case doesn't apply then. If there is no plate there.
Okay. What if someone sees that and they're like, "Oh, I don't need to mess with him. I was going to mess with him, but I see that he has a bulletproof vest." They don't know that there's no plates. Now everyone listening to this does.
But I shoot you at the head, man.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Oh man. Okay. I gotta. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for blowing your. Statement. Yeah, it's a complete fashion statement. Sorry for blowing up your bubble there, Tatum.
I gotta do some research and go shopping.
Okay, I got a question. Bob Malakas a while back confirmed for everybody that you are a cousin or something of the Tate brothers. No, what?
Relation. I knew right when you.
So you're not confirming that?
You are not related to the Top G, or are you distantly related, or undetermined?
There's no relation at all to Top G. I'm on my own grind set. All right, there's no relation to.
People are saying that your real name. People are saying that your real name is Tatum Tate.
Nope, it's not.
It's not?
Nope, I can confirm that much.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess maybe
Andrew
this will be like a Justin. I think this is like a Justin Trudeau and Fidel Castro thing. Like it's like he denies it, but we all know it's true, right?
If I start seeing comparison pictures to me and Andrew.
The likeness is undeniable, Tatum. All right, so we've got another question from Greg. He says your show is famous for its delightful awkwardness, kind of like, between two ferns. How do you maintain that balance between keeping your guests uncomfortable and keeping them entertained?
Thank you, Yellow. I really just kind of have to hope for the best. I do preface it with like, hey, this is like this is akin to Between Two Ferns. Your whole mood is that you reluctantly accepted this interview, and that usually kind of like sets the pace. And it so far it's been okay, but yeah, it's kind of just like I hope this goes well. That one that we talked about earlier, that's it. It was just uncomfortable. There was no entertainment. It was just pain.
Is he talking?
I don't think
What
so.
now?
Tatum, are you talking? Are you talking, Tatum?
No, I talked for a little bit and then I stopped. Can y'all hear me? Oh man. Check 1 2. Hey, this is Tatum
Well,
Turner.
Tatum,
profound
Tatum, are
stuff.
you there?
Profound
Hello?
stuff from Tatum.
Hello,
Sam,
hello,
hey, Sam,
hello.
Sam, are you there?
Wait, hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Is anyone out there? Is anyone there? Hello?
Tatum, we've got a question from another great question. If you could have a personal theme song that played everywhere you went, what genre would it be?
Phonk. PHONK. That's my jam right there. And that's why the song in all my episodes, Why Not by Ghostface Playa, that would be my theme song, period. It would just walk around like doing the Conor McGregor walk just everywhere. But yeah, I love that stuff for some reason. No one else likes it, but I do.
Yeah, I don't know that one. For some reason, I pegged you as like a Mongolian throat singing kind of guy.
I mean, yeah, I throw that in there every now and then. That's part of my workout playlist.
Good, that's good. So circling back to your bringing the Asics and the vest, which we now know doesn't even have plates in it, to Costa Rica. Did you checked those Asics in your bags? Like, did the airport people actually give you like question you about that, or was it pretty straightforward?
The flight from out of US, I received a few questions, just like what's in there, and I told them computers, and they said, because I did open the case at one point, they're like, what was that vest? And I said, strictly cosmetic, and they said, okay. And that was fine. Getting out of Costa Rica, I thought was going to be harder, but it was easier. Uh, the scariest one was Miami. Leaving Miami, I had to lighten up some weight, and so I literally took a screwdriver and took the hashboards out of, because I'm an idiot and left the hashboards in. They're S7s. They're 4 terahash. Like it's nothing. But I literally unscrewed the fans, took the hashboards out, and threw them in the trash can. So if y'all want 6 S7 hashboards, go to Zone 2 at the MIA airport and check the trash, because there's I don't know. I told my friend that, and he's like, I don't know how you're not in federal prison. And I was like, yeah, me either. Because while I was doing this, I had to take out my vest because it was on top of it. So there's just this looks like bulletproof vest and a bunch of circuit boards. I'm in an airport. I had some people looking at me, but yeah.
You look like a pretty trustworthy guy, though, right? I would say.
Right.
Thank God he's not black.
Anyway, um, I'm kind of stumped here, Tatum. Where? So you said you're driving home right now. How long is that drive?
It's about like 4 hours or so. We're actually about 20 minutes out finally. Huh? Oh, are we 5 minutes out? Seriously? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're actually almost home. Cool. I didn't know that. Sweet. Time flies when you're on a Twitter space. But yeah, yeah, we went to the beach in Alabama, and it was a good time. But now it's back to the daily grind. Gotta gotta edit a lot of video, man.
Nice. Alabama actually, they have good beaches. It's interesting. I was looking at demographic trends and saw that like people are moving from the West Coast in the north to Florida, but then people from Florida are moving to Alabama. So I thought that was interesting. Rope, did you have your hand raised?
Yeah, I was gonna just confirm what he was saying, or I was gonna ask what beach you went to in Alabama. Was it Gulf Shores or further west?
Orange Beach, like right on
Hell
the
yeah,
edge of Gulf Shores. So yeah, I love
yeah.
we go to Gulf Shores and Orange Beach every year.
I grew up down there. It's a very, very nice area. But I also had a question. Governor, if the meat factory did exist, and we all know it doesn't, which would you like? Which would you retweet? And which would you mute?
Hold on, I'm very lost on the question. I think I missed that first part.
You need to just answer, Tatum. I don't think Rope's gonna re-ask that one.
All right, then I would say, um, baby food, Mike Tyson, and a minivan. I don't know the question, but that's the answer.
Good answer.
Yeah, that was a good answer.
Perfect.
So Tatum, what's next? So, or actually, no, I have a different question. Why do you have so many sponsors in all of your videos at the beginning? I mean, it's like you assault people with like sponsored by X, sponsored by Y, Z. It's like um,
Because
it's
somehow I'm
it's a
still
good like
operating in
quarter
the
of the
hall.
video.
Yeah, I got it because I gotta trim up on how I do sponsors because we say all these things and then like with our deals and then I'm like, oh man, I promised that long of an ad read. This is actually longer than I thought. And then Carl, my editor, he didn't trim down I just sent him that first in the Jack Dorsey one. I just sent him that raw footage, and I told him to cut it down. He just left it all in there, and I was like, well, we got to get this out. So I'm just gonna screw it. So it was a 3 minute ad read of me just being an idiot. Um, but yeah, I mean, the short answer is I'm operating in the hole. I'm in a grave amount of debt, but I like doing it. So yeah.
Wow, that's brutal, man. How are you gonna get yourself out?
More debt. Same way that the
Nice.
U.S. does it.
So you're doing away with your personal debt ceiling?
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, if they can raise the debt ceiling, I mean, look, I'm all for raising the roof. All right, I'm pulling my debt ceiling. I'm pushing it way up. Uh, just gonna take on a lot of debt and then maybe fake my death or something. I don't know. Who knows what's next in that regard? But I'm having fun, so that's good.
All right. So you recently, at the beginning of this spaces, you discussed an aversion to Mississippi, the state where you grew up. If you could move anywhere in the United States, where would it be, or globally, where would it be and why?
And don't say El Salvador.
Well, actually, I was gonna say El Salvador. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I want to do a lot of traveling, like internationally, just to see, because like I I've always wanted to. I have a couple of places on my bucket list, like a couple of countries: Italy, Japan, Greece. Yes, Greece. Shut up, yellow. And but like if we're talking domestically, I went to Denver a while back, and it wasn't like touristy Denver. It was like actual, like I was living there for a little while. I was doing some contract work, and I fell in love with it. The only problem is that it is expensive as shit. But if I had to move right now somewhere in the country, I would say Denver.
Okay. What'd you like about Denver?
I don't know, man. It was just like the weather was great. It was a big big jump. Obviously, like I mean, this is when I was living in New Orleans, so like I started the day off at -20 altitude, and then I was a mile in the air after I got off the plane, and that was a big shock if we're being honest. I was working out and I was like, dude, I'm winded. I did not think that altitude would do that to me. But I mean, just the weather all around was great. The food was good. The just environment as a whole just felt nice. Like it was fun.
Nice. Very nice. So, Tatum, give us your macro outlook for the next 6 months in 2023. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to Bitcoin? Give us a definitive price prediction right now. Go.
All right, so very obviously stating not financial advice, but I've never been wrong. So what we're looking at as far as the price of Bitcoin, I mean, 6 months from now, we're probably going to look at $250,000. I just see it coming. I had a dream, and like I said, I've never been wrong. So we're probably going to see that. If we miss that mark, we're probably just going to hit about like 30K in 6 months. So somewhere between, I think that we're going to be between 30K and 250K, maybe even a million. But a lot can happen. The U.S. dollar is going to continue to just spiral out of control. Your hamburger is going to cost $35, and a hamburger in Miami is going to cost $160. But my not financial advice would be to stack as hard as you can right now because you're going to need it. It's going to be too late, but we're all going to experience a lot of pain unless you prepare. So prepare accordingly. But yeah, we're looking at somewhere between 30,000, 250,000, maybe a million in the next 6 months.
Okay, that's a very narrow range. I like that. That's good. Um, do you join the Don't Stop Believing spaces?
No, I stopped a really long time ago.
Why?
I'm under NDA from the spaces organizer. Can't talk about that right now.
Better say nothing, huh?
Okay. All right. So we're nearing the end of the hour, nearing, but we're not done yet, Tatum. And just want to give a brief overview. We've been talking to Tatum Turnup, who is a Tatum. How would you describe yourself again?
An ambulance man.
And I'm an ambulance man. I'm a Bitcoin influencer. I'm an economist, and a comedic genius.
An Iron Man.
Yeah, if you had to pick
Yeah.
one of those things that are actually true, which would it be?
I'm a pleb that likes comedy.
That's good. What are your actually this is an interesting one. besides Between Two Ferns, right? What are your other like comedic influences that have, you know, shaped the way that you've crafted the show and kind of impacted you over the years?
A lot of older SNL too. I love older SNL. Current SNL sucks hard. But just some of that awkward, like live comedy is has always been really funny to me. And then also like improv as well. I also am a big fan of stand up and just like kind of feeding off of the audience, feeding off of uh, guests and that people have on like talk shows and stuff. Um, and I like Whose Line Is It Anyway is one of my favorite shows because it's just like here's a situation, figure out how to make it funny, and that's kind of how a lot of my recordings go. Um, but I would say that the biggest Whose Line Is It Anyway, Between Two Ferns are really the biggest influences of like how I've just created my sick sense of humor.
That's pretty good. Would you ever consider doing a like Nathan for You type show, but like Bitcoin only?
100%, 100%. I like Nathan Fielder is my hero. I actually got whenever I was in, I think I was in high school, I actually bought the book, the movement where the he hired like a bodybuilder that actually turned out to be a real book. Like you can get it on Amazon, and I thought it was going to be like behind the scenes or something like filming this episode, but no, like it's an actual book that was ghost written. I would highly recommend it. It's very moving, especially about the children in Africa. That part of it really kind of hit home for some reason. But yeah, I would love to do something like Nathan for You, like Bitcoin twist. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, that's good. That movement episode was great. Didn't the guy that started the movement, he knows Steve Jobs, right?
Yeah, they were childhood friends actually.
That's great. Sounds like you need to make another geyser crowdfunding.
Yeah, between two ASICs for you, or something like that. Tatum for You. That doesn't. No, I'm just going to rip off that name. Just Tatum for You. Yeah. I'm going to explore this. You have planted a really bad seed because I'm about to spend way too much time on this.
Yeah, you might as well just take the best comedy shows and just make Bitcoin versions of them.
Yeah, I let other people do work and then I kind of rip it off and just add Bitcoin to it. So it makes my job easy.
So what are you most excited about going forward in with respect to like your projects, Bitcoin, or anything, honestly? Just like what are you excited about?
Um, in like an actual real answer that this is kind of like has made me think about is that like I so I'm non-technical really. I mean I know rudimentary stuff, but I'm not like a developer. I wasn't in on Bitcoin, the protocol early on. I didn't know how all that works. I just learned how UTXOs work last year. I just learned what UTXOs were last year. I also do have a finance degree, but I don't have any unique like outlooks on financial markets or anything like that. But I love Bitcoin and I know why I love Bitcoin, but I can't contribute to Bitcoin in regards to, developing or, financial outlook, anything like that. And so I was like really bummed out. And I just wanted to kind of like do between two ASICs for fun. But I realized what it kind of like revealed to me was that like you can still contribute to Bitcoin even if you're not a developer, you're not a economist, you're not, spending all day looking at charts or anything like that. Like take what you're doing and just put Bitcoin on top of it. And as long as you know, you're not I guess grifting or anything like that, like you're kind of contributing to Bitcoin. Like I also think of, I see him in the audience, Ben. He has a vineyard and or winery. I don't know the terms, but by the way, great freaking wine. But like he's contributing to Bitcoin by orange pilling people through wine and accepting Bitcoin for wine. And like you can do whatever you do, just put Bitcoin on top of it some way and you're contributing to it. So I'm excited to let like I want to kind of be an example that other people can contribute to Bitcoin even if they don't think that they can code a new layer 2 or something like that. I just want people to learn that they can they can they can help Bitcoin by doing what they already do good.
Don't tell that to Rope.
Ouch, my pride.
Tatum, that
What?
was a really good answer. In all seriousness, that was inspirational.
It was okay.
Would you rate it better than a 6 out of 10, like my last take?
Yeah, it was a 7.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Tatum, I really appreciate your time. Actually, one last question. Did you turn up on Ben's wine, or did you more like did you sip it? Did you really enjoy it? Did you like really take it in and do the whole sommelier thing?
So I I actually got it through Noster. We just like I was like I want to buy wine on Noster, and so me and Ben he's like, hey, zap this post, and I was like, I zapped him, and he sent me some wine, and I was going to keep a bottle because like he sent me 2 bottles, and I was like I'm gonna keep one because like this is kind of commemorative. Both of the bottles were gone in like 2 days. Um, just I don't know how that happened, but it did. But yeah, I turned up on the wine.
Ben, care to comment? Very glad that you joined the space.
Yeah. Well, that was really cool. Selling wine by a Zap really felt like kind of an early, just like a first thing happening. But I wanted to ask Tatum, like you brought up, kind of being an example for people that aren't like necessarily technical, super into Bitcoin, just doing what they do, putting Bitcoin on top of it. And I wanted to hear his take on like how non-Bitcoin people have seen that, because like I interact with customers and I just take Bitcoin as payment and they ask me about Bitcoin, I give them a little spiel, but like I'm curious Tatum's interaction with non-Bitcoiners about what he does.
Yeah. So I so obviously a lot of my guests are like niche Bitcoin people. But especially with the Jack Dorsey episode, I've had people hit me up, like some of my normie friends are like, "Hey, how did you interview Jack Dorsey?" And I was like, I don't know. But they would watch it, and a few of my friends end up watching the rest of my videos, and they're like, "Dude, this is freaking hilarious." And someone asked me, like, they would just start asking me about some of the jokes because a lot of my jokes are like niche Bitcoin jokes, but it's kind of like I want to understand that if I don't. And so I've been able to like. There's a few people that I've actually set up, helped set up DCA. Like I have a buddy of mine who's DCAing 25 cents an hour now just because he watched all of my videos. I was like, dude, that's sick. I feel like I won. But yeah, that's what I kind of want to do with Between Two Asics is get more of these prolific people that do bleed into the real world that are Bitcoiners and um, like I don't know anything about MMA, but like I know that I'm going to release that episode with Ben, and there's going to be some MMA people who don't know about Bitcoin, I guess, and hopefully that they can kind of like just go down the rabbit hole by seeing that. So yeah, that's a good question.
Nice.
Tatum, you broke up really hard on the end there. It's like I was surprised.
Man.
It's okay. It's okay. Can you just like that part after the MMA? Can you just repeat that for everybody?
Yeah, like what I was saying was like I don't know anything about MMA, but like I'm hoping that me releasing an episode with Ben Askren is going to have people who watch it for Ben Askren wondering like what is Bitcoin, maybe like go down their own little rabbit hole. Hopefully, that's what happens there.
Can you repeat the part after the Ben thing?
Oh my gosh. I just hope that MMA people watch my stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You're helping to build out like the social layer, right? I think that's very important. That's a part of adoption.
Why do you have a different name when you're in the spaces?
What? What do you mean?
Your name here is Risley something. Wall. Risley Wall.
Yeah, Tatum, explain that.
So, hold on. I'm trying to get to. Wait. Pause. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm in a dead zone, but I'm about to get into Wi-Fi. Hold on. Here we go. Hey, Ella. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, I am the Riz Master. And so I am. I'm Risley Wonka. That's who I am. But I realized that some people might not realize that, so I changed it back to Tatum Turnup. But unless you like refresh the space, then it's just going to say Risley Wonka. So
Is that
Huh? Tatum, do you have dogs?
yes, that was my dad's husky Ella. She hadn't seen us in a little while.
You have a husky in Mississippi?
Yeah, don't worry. We have a nice setup for keeping her cool, especially around now. Got her little ice water, little fan that's going. She's got her own little corner.
Yeah, you got it here first.
That's cool.
Tatum hates dogs.
Last minute questions for Tatum before we wrap up on that here.
Earth to yellow.
What?
He asked if you had any more questions, and I really want to hear if you have any more questions.
Oh, sorry. That was for me. Let me think a question. If you were gonna be a monkey, right? What kind of monkey would you be? Like from a gorilla down to a... What's the smallest monkey? I don't know. It's Craig's question. I don't know, man. I don't have any questions. Fuck it.
I would say silverback, though.
Yellow, you're breaking
Silverback
up
gorilla.
You're also breaking up very hard right now. This space has been plagued by poor connections. I'm wondering what's going on.
This is my fault. This is all my fault. I know. I'm sorry, dude. I can't believe I've done this. I'm sorry.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am.
I think we hear each other pretty good. I think Coinbase is having problems. Ben, can you hear us good?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, what's up, man? Is this live? Where are we gonna start?
David, are you there?
So anyway, this was another space of Coinbits interviewing Bitcoiners. We had Tate, the Tate man, top G Bitcoin guy, between two friends, wearing a vest and all. I believe, man. It was fun. It was a fun space. Everybody, thanks for joining. Next Friday we're gonna have Bradley Cooper. No, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Coinbase, end the space.
Can you guys hear me? For some reason, I'm unable to.
Yeah, I'm just going to bounce out of here. Thanks for having me. Had a really good time. Really sorry that I caused all these problems. But don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow me. I love the attention. Just kidding about that part. But thanks for having me. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Tatum Turn Up on YouTube. Y'all have a good one, all right?
Yeah, thank you for joining, and everybody, go try Coinbase. It's the best place to start sats, okay? You gotta go and try. It's a family-run business, Bitcoin only, Coinbase. Andrew, can you hear us? Andrew. Twitter is
Not sure what happened there with the audio, but thank you guys for joining us this week. We'll be back next week with another wonderful speaker. And thank you, Tatum, for joining us. Thank you, Yellow, and everybody else who tuned in today.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Bitcoin Roundup podcast presented by Coinbase. So what do you think of the conversation? Share your thoughts with us on Twitter @CoinbitsApp, and be sure to subscribe to be notified of our next episode release. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Bitcoin Roundup podcast.